Hello, good
Hey,
evening. For those of you watching the Top Talk, thanks again for supporting us. This is the 11th show. 11th show. It's ridiculous. For those of you watching the Top Talk, thanks. Basically, we are going to talk about a few things today. Four topics we've got here today, and we'll be talking about the younglings and the youngsters in Liverpool. I remember a few years ago, people saying Liverpool has a crap academy. We're producing garbage and that kind of stuff. And wow, where are those people now? We'll talk about those youngsters. We're going to talk about the rotation. We've got about four matches coming up, which are crucial leading up to the Spurs match, which will be the battle top of the table. And how Klopp's going to rotate. The team's going to be interesting. So let's all get views on that. Then we're going to be talking about um, GINI WIJNALDUM. His contribution has been immense, and we wanted to let him go. Some of us wanted him to stay. Some of us wanted to let him go. What should we do with GINI? Should we build a statue for him now or later? And finally, we'll go into we'll preview the Liverpool and Wolves match that's coming up on Monday. All right. So I've got my guests here today. First and foremost, my co-host, Mr. Nick Chan, the director, who's back from his busy schedules. We've got Mr. Rags Becker here, the familiar Liverpool fan in the Bangsa area in Kuala Lumpur. Anything you guys need Bangsa, call Rag. We've got Amir Razi, Red Jang,
yeah,
Senagori Sembilan.
yeah,
Welcome,
there.
Amir. Thank you. The amazing Hidayat Fitri. Today wearing Superman. We got so much in common, bro. We got so much in common. Liverpool,
It's
Superman.
not
I don't
Superman,
know.
it's Super Money. It's Super
Super
Money.
Money.
Superman. I couldn't see the E. I couldn't see the E. Super
Super Money,
Money.
it's Super Money.
Pomade. Oh, pomade. Oh.
And we've
Signal
got Sir
Superman.
Fahmi. Sir Fahmi, who's not carrying his Sir title today. He's not been knighted by us, I think. Who's a famous YouTube influencer. Please
Hi, hi.
check out Mr. Sir Fahmi's channel SFC on YouTube for more insightful Liverpool or football reviews. Thanks, Sir Fahmi, for joining us today. We've got Mr.
Okay.
Gerard Lion, who literally looks like a lion today, all the way from Singapore. Thanks for joining us, Gerard, a
Oh,
long-time hardcore Liverpool fan who goes ballistic on social media, whacking everybody right, left, center who talks bad about Liverpool. Thank you, Gerard, for joining.
It's honor.
Thank you. And the one and only mayor of the street of the Napshot Nation. For those of you who don't know, please follow Napshot Studios on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Napshot has got one kick-ass online suite of football talk shows for all the fans. So please support Napshot Studio. Mayor is on every Wednesday, 9 p.m. for an all Liverpool experience there called Code Red. Code Red, right, Mayor?
Yeah. Diet, coach, diet.
So yeah, thank you. So we'll go into the first topic here. All right, let's just go into it. The younglings here stole the show at UCL Match Day 5. I don't know whether we are just getting away with murder, and but they're certainly giving us some bragging rights, lah. With all the injury issues we have and the COVID-19 positive test we've got, we are through to the next round. And in style, we're leading the group. Most likely, we'll be drawing Real Madrid or something, some low-level team, in the next round. So we'll be drawing one of those teams. I wish we could draw that red team in Manchester, but they need to qualify first. So you guys make sure your team qualifies for the next round. If you can't qualify, and you don't watch the show, get off. Kidding. I love the banter. Thank you, United fans, for watching the show. We love you. We love the banter. Don't like your team, but we love you. So yeah, Nick, you want to take it away here?
Well, I have to admit, when I saw the lineup with so many youngsters for such an important match for the Champions League, you might be thinking for a short while, hey, is this really so indicative of our injury problem? And when you see all of them so matured, so composed, Kelleher in goal, those saves, and you suddenly you start to eat your own shoes, kind of thing, You start to feel like you even as fans, you feel stupid. Stop thinking like, hey, it's Ajax, it's we need to qualify, We don't want to like let another team decide whether we can get into the knockout stages, And after 90 minutes, you feel like this complete idiot, right? For even doubting the kids, right? And that's how I felt, So that's why I felt so stupid and foolish for doubting the kids. But they were so composed. Curtis Jones was fantastic. Neko Williams, he's been getting a lot of crap online for the past few weeks. And credit when credit is due. He stepped out. He stood up to all that banter online, and he showed a lot of a good head on his shoulders. He did very well. One or two mistakes. Look, he's still young. 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. You can't expect him to play the way Trent does or any other right back does. So I felt stupid. But at the end of the day, we've qualified. We've into a knockout stage. Now wait for whatever low level stupid team coming to our way, But I just but sometimes with this kind of injury crisis that we're having, you just feel so down, right? But when you see the kids step up, it's something nice, They know their senior guys are down, so the youngsters stepping up is actually something good.
Okay. All right. Let's go to one of the more senior people here. So I'm just going to put Gerard on the spot here. Gerard, what do you think? How did you like the performance then? And which player stood out? One player that stood out for you that day?
Okay, I'm agreeing with our fellow Rex here. So I think I too had a slight doubt when I looked at the lineups. But then again, like what we are put in a situation, not that we want to play the youngsters, but I think we have no choice to give them a chance now. It's now or never, So what I'm saying is that the player all of them contributed to this victory. The only player who stood up for me was the keeper, Keller. Am I still there? Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I only can see my face. I can't see anybody else. Okay. Yeah. So the keeper is the player for me,
All right. So really, on that note, it's undoubted that Kelleher here was outstanding the other day, and really stole the show. And I think he got man of the match as well. But what's very important, what's really, really important here is have all of you figured out how to pronounce his name?
Comment.
It sounds like noodles. So what I heard,
I don't know.
What I heard is actually there's this link on YouTube that you guys can actually go and watch. I'll put it up here shortly. And apparently, in Ireland, that's how you spell a name that is equivalent to the name Kevin. Kevin. So apparently, his name is supposed to be pronounced.
Kevin.
Yeah, his name is supposed to be pronounced Kevin Kelleher.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah. So that's
he's the Kevin lah. The Kevin.
Kevin.
He's actually a Kevin Kelleher. So that's what it is. Cikgu Mizi is back here with some comments positioning Kelleher sangat bagus. What else was good about Kelleher here? Sir Fahmi, do you agree here Kelleher's positioning was good, or was there a lot more that Kelleher brought to the game the other day?
Yeah, thank you, Sana. Yes, I think Kelleher positioning is very good, because he knows how to catch the ball. Keeper actually, the first thing you have to know when the ball comes. So ball flies to you, and you know when to catch. because some keepers, you know, they just stood there, and then the player know what angle they want to shoot. But if you position yourself at correct place, or position, actually you can stop from showing the angle, you know. And then if you can do that, you can catch the ball. And if you see before, one header from who, very fast header, and he saved.
Point blank.
Klasya
Yeah.
Nutella.
Nutella.
Huntela.
Huntela, yes. Okay. Actually, that ball actually very fast, you know. Okay, you can say the ball goes straight to him, and then he can save. But no, because you have to got very strong hand, you know. And that one actually he ready for any situation. That's why I like Kelleher, you know. Yeah. Positioning very good. Sana.
All right. Okay. What about some of the other players here? Let's go into the other player. I think Liverpool has got currently quite a number of players here that was stepping into the limelight here. You know, we've got Curtis Jones, Neko and Reece Williams, Nathaniel Phillips. What do you guys think about all these other guys here that are rising up? Is it too soon to tell? Because we've always seen some junior players rise up, you know, when they shine at this age, when they're given the debut, the first season, first 10 games maybe, and then they go missing. You know, we've seen it a lot, and I hate to say this, Manchester United had probably the largest amount of that. I have to say this because it's true. Manchester produced such great talent along the years, but a good portion of that, so they were introduced into the game, introduced into the Premier League first, the Premier League, the main stage, then they went missing, you know, and really promising players. So what do you think? Are these players really built, for the long run, or I'm gonna throw this here? Do you guys think maybe this is just strategies for us to make money? Because what happens, you introduce a player, he shines that 3, 4, 5 games, 10 games maybe, you can sell him for top dollar because English made, English made. So do you guys think that's also part of the whole ball game, or that's the main ball game? We just want to sell these 3, 4 players, make some money to buy one big player, you know, or maybe, you know, fund Mbappe 2021. Rags, what do you think?
Yeah, thanks, Anna. Okay, you've partially said it right as well. I think we have seen that in players, Jordan Ebe, Ryan Brewster, the other guy that went to Bournemouth, what's his name?
Solanke.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they have shined previously with us. All young guys, and at the end of the day, Michael Edwards, being a genius, we sold them for a very good money to build up our kitty as well. But coming to the current young players that we have, I would like to say, I think among all, Curtin Jones has been quite outstanding. He's been doing very well, not just this season, but he's been there for the past couple of seasons for the under-23 squad and also currently the England squad. And he has stepped up. I mean, some say he's the next Gerrard, the style of play that he's producing with his crosses and such. Long way more to go. The future seems quite bright with the current young players that we have. And I think Klopp likes to build the team with the young players as well. I think we have seen this change ever since Klopp came, and now he's combining the senior and the junior team together at training at Kirkby. I think this is what he wants, to get them together. So we do have quite a pretty decent young squad. This is actually the right time for them to shine. Looking at the injuries that we don't have much senior players to rotate because half of them are probably in the hospital. So I guess this is the right time to bring in some capable young squad. And I think Klopp knows what he's doing. I mean, putting in Kelleher on a big match against AX, my God, when I saw the starting lineup, I was like, seriously, Kelleher, okay, Adrian looks like he's going to be on the third keeper. So, yeah, like I said, the future is bright. I think the next few...
Adrian might be the fourth keeper if we bring carriers back in the current moment of time.
Exactly, possible. I mean, I look at it, possibly this could be his last season. I don't think that he is going to get renewed. He's already 33, so Kelleher was just outside. Curtis Jones was amazing. Neco Williams, I think still a bit more to touch up on Neco Williams. His right leg crossing is still not there yet. Even the goal came from his left leg crossing. So he's still nowhere near to trend. I think that's clear fact.
You don't compare gods and men.
Definitely. Maybe boys, I would say boys. But yeah, like what Gerard said earlier, it was an unbelievable lineup, but I think the boys played really well. They took it all the way to the level.
Fair. We've got a comment, some shout outs here. Prem, thanks for watching, Prem. Prem, when are we going to get you on the show? Prem Kumar, continue following us quite a bit. Farid Latif, bro, I need to call you to talk about something very soon, but he's giving a shout out to Sir Fahmi here. Little fan of yours here, Sir Fahmi. And we've got Malaysian Kopites. Thank you so much for watching the show. Really appreciate it. We've got Dave B shouting out to Raghu. I told you, see, you go to Bangsa, you find Raghu. It's impossible not to find Raghu in Bangsa.
Hi, Dave.
Calvinder. So Calvinder is here, and hello guys, Mr. Mayor, his brother. So Calvinder goes on to say this. So Mayor, maybe you want to take this one. The kids were hungry and fought for the win. Klopp has released younger players who never did much. So does that really mean that let's say one or two of these players say underperform? Are they out the next season? Like Neco Williams can have 3, 4, 5 good games, brilliant games, and then 10 bad games. Does that mean he's out, even though he's got high potential? Because I think the players that we've let go. We're talking about Kijana. We're talking about Solanke. These are players that had tremendous potential, and they are really going to be future headliners the Premier League. So, do you think that it's fair to say that we just release young players like that?
First and foremost, I think what Klopp has done with the youngsters is he has put them with the same ranking as their first 11 to make them feel that they are actually currently into the same level as the rest of the first 11. So by putting that into their mind and their thoughts, giving them the opportunity also that they have the equal opportunity to be the first 11 at any time when Klopp needed them. So in the other thought of saying that released the young player who never did much, I have to say that we have excessive players at that particular position with the youngsters and also with the senior squad. And he also looked into trying to build the squad even stronger, strengthening the squad. That is why he has released some of the players that, although has been brought in before he took over as the head, and also thinking and making the squad even stronger than ever. So from there, we can see for the past 4 years, he has been trying to build the youth squad and making them think that they are ready for the next 11.
Okay. Hidayat, anything you want to add here?
Okay, for me, there's 3 cores here actually. It's trust, it's belief, and confidence. Okay, first, we trust our gaffer, Jurgen Klopp. We've been studying about him, and we've known him for quite some time now. Since his days of Borussia Dortmund, he's been fielding those weird players with weird names. Okay, not to mention all the youngsters. Okay, to me, he likes to. It's not experiment, but he's got his own philosophy of football, where you must trust, believe, and then you have confidence with them. Okay, first you trust your own players, and then you believe they can produce the quality they had, and then once we have seen their display, like our own younglings, so we have confidence now. As for me, um, after knowing that we have a long list of injuries recently, yes, I admit that I have some confusion or maybe doubts. Okay, because how are we going to cope with this? Because as I said in a few times before, okay, we've been depending to our first 11 for some like almost 2 seasons with the same 11, okay, with less substitutions and options. Okay, and then this time around, when we got a long list of injury, nearly 10 players with multiple issues, injuries, COVID, and everything. And then with the chance that we given to them, okay, they believe they can deliver, and they delivered surprisingly to us, even though we are their own fans as well. And then and now at the moment, going forward, we have the confidence that we have never been experiencing before. Like we can say for the past 5 years, 10 years, we never had any confidence with our reserves, because as Senna said earlier, the qualities are like, yeah, they all those rivals call it garbage and everything. And this time around, after a few years and 4 years plus after with Klopp, we've seen the productions have been excellent. Okay, we can now rely on those 4 or 5 new faces, the likes of Jones, Rice Williams, Nico, Nat Phillips, and many more. Okay, and then from now on, I can say that we don't compare. We don't compare those kids with those established players and everything. They have their own styles and everything. But then we just have to trust and believe them. Okay, because like earlier we talked about, they will fade given time. But then that's usual. That's normal. We never know that they will experience maybe a bad injury or such things. But at the moment, yeah, let's buzz around. Let's keep on bragging with our young starlets that have been delivering their abilities very, very well for the past like 10 games. And the confidence for us now, I think for me, and I urge you all to have the same confidence, that we have no worry nowadays that our reserve players can be dependable.
Okay. Very on that note, we're talking so highly, yeah. So we started the show talking extremely highly about our youngsters, Everybody watching out there, belagak bona Liverpool ni. You all think you're so big lah. Okay, you all think what? This is the new class of 92 I like to say this is not class of 92, this is 2020. Get with the game. It's 2020.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's go to team rotation here. Ame, would you feel a purely young team on the next match here? We've got Ame from the Red Jang Negeri Sembilan, Liverpool fan club, and from Archive Studios. Ame, what do you think? You're on mute here, Ame. Unmute and tell me, would you be bold? Would you be so confident to play juniors all the way in the next few matches?
Okay, to be honest, I think when we want to put our juniors in the current teams, we need to put them halfway through. We doesn't need to put all the players at the same time. We just need to make they feel that they can get and suit themselves up with the first 11, so that they can get the intensity of the match, they can get the experience that they need, and then they also can learn from their seniors the pattern of the game, the right momentum, the right mindset that they need to have whenever they are facing a team with a bigger match rate of winning, and they need to cope with all those stresses and all those pressure. Because I can say people have two kind of pressure whenever they want to achieve something, and they will succeed whether or not. It depends on their mindset. And if they collapse and they succumb to whatever criticism they got, this about none. It's nothing for them to have in terms of achieving. But if they can withstand all the negative thoughts and they can prove themselves, they can establish themselves as a one or two good player in the future. For instance, I like to comment on Curtis Jones. If he can follow Jordan Henderson's style and follow he as close as he can be called as a streaming Jordan Henderson. And by far, if he continues to do so, he will have the eventually get the momentum to cut Jordan Henderson and be much better than him. Okay, that's for me.
Wow, that's one mighty call out there. Be better than Jordan Henderson. You know, Jordan Henderson is Alex Ferguson say he don't know how to run long ago. That's why he never bothered signing him for Manchester United.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
That's
and
mentality.
then now Jordan Henderson is like nominated for this award, that award. He's nominated to be the King of England next, I think.
Yeah.
So that's one mighty call out. Okay, guys, team rotation. We've got a few matches coming up. We got Wolves Monday. We've got midweek Midtjylland. Then we've got the following week. We got Fulham. You know, bottom half of the table, really right at the bottom there, Fulham. And also, finally, the fourth match that we've in the span of these 2 weeks is going to be Spurs. So what do you guys think? And Spurs is going to be a battle of the top of the table. It's going to be quite a task, I think, considering, last season, I think maybe we had, last season we said we finally got a proper second team. This year, I think we're looking at our third team. So what do you guys think here? Sir Fahmi, where will you go? How will you do this if you were club? Let's talk about the first two games. Wolves and Midtjylland. Let's see whether everyone has a different opinion after that or agree with Sir Fahmi. What would you do if you were club?
If I were Klopp, so for Wolf and Midtjylland, I don't know how to pronounce Midtjylland. Okay, for me, Midtjylland. Okay, Midtjylland. For me, Klopp has to put every youngster that they have, that he has, for Midtjylland, because we already qualified for a round of 16, right? And also we already top of the group. So Klopp actually he don't need to worry so much about that game. But about Wolf, Liverpool need to very serious. Okay, but bear in mind you will have a lot of games, right? So I think for Wolf, Klopp can give youngster also like Curtis Jones and also Neco right? Okay. So give them time, because when you give them time, actually they can improve from game to game. Okay. So like before, Robertson before, Klopp don't give him time, but after Moreno injured, so Robo get the place, and you can see what happened actually after Klopp give him time to play, and now Robo become one of most expensive right back, I think now. So actually it's about giving time. So for Wolf, I think if I were Klopp have to give youngster, but also at the same time they have to give the usual starting 11, right? Okay. But for Midtjylland, I think Klopp can just give time to youngster, I think. But for Wolf, because you remember Premier League is among the toughest league, I think. So you need to very serious, always serious. Premier League, you need to go very long, This is overhaul, right? Long haul, sorry. Okay, long haul. So you have to be serious every single game. But for CL, I think you just give youngster, I think. Okay, Sana.
Got it, guys. Good view.
Yeah.
I think we've got Dave here, who's one of our regular panel speakers, taking a rest today because we trying to give opportunity to a lot of other people here. So he's got a lot of feedback here. Trent Keta Ox is a week away. So Dave, who gets direct updates from Klopp, he's a week away. I really hope so. I think this is very, very hopeful. Really hope that they're really close. Thiago up for Fulham. I think Thiago's out for the rest of the year. I think maybe we'll only see Thiago in January. We play Spurs. By the time we play Spurs, the momentum would be instilled to do better at Spurs. Well, what do you think here, Gerard? What do you think here? Do you think we can do this like all the way to Spurs? Or first, let's comment on this. Do you think these 4 players will be back in time in December? For the we've got double-digit matches this month. Just so you know, I think we've got some 12 or 15 matches this month. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the FA Cup starts the next month, so it's going to be killer until March. So what do you think here? Can we get these players back to full fitness? Gerard, what do you think?
Okay, I doubt Klopp will rush them into the matches straight away, because and Klopp is damn pissed because of they didn't go, the fifth substitution never go through. So he was also trying his best to convince the FA and everybody. I think it fell on deaf ears. Thiago, I really doubt, like what you say, maybe end of December, early Jan. But I think for Wolves, they will definitely play a strong team because Wolves is very good. It's very good. Midland, yes, probably youngsters. We have nothing to lose because we already top of the table. And yeah, I think this is what I presume will happen.
Okay. All right. We've got some comments here. We've got Kishan here saying Thiago will be our first January signing. Won't be able for Fulham. Yeah, it's kind of like we are going to be re-signing Thiago in January. That's how it's really going to feel. He goes on to say Origi is going to be the first youngster to be released. I don't know if Origi is still classed as a youngster, considering Klopp made a joke the other day and saying Curtis Jones is no longer classed as a junior at Liverpool. He was joking about it the other day. No one looks at that. I think we really got problems. I'm really concerned with the Spurs match. So Mayor, what do you have to say about this?
As mentioned by Gerard as well, I think we are looking into teams that playing against Wolves and Spurs are the ones that actually we need to fully concentrate with these 2 games. As for Midland, we already qualified. We can even put all the under 23s, don't have to register and play them into that game. As in for Wolves, we have a very strong team up against which is we need to actually play the best to actually maintain our winning streak. Not to mention that Spurs currently, who is running away with a very good form. We've not to mention, I know that Harry Kane is currently in doubt also of injury, but they have been performing what Mourinho has done, Harry Kane and Son up front. It's really scary to be honest with you. But nevertheless, Liverpool has the firepower in order to fight against them. It's always this kind of games that actually Liverpool will turn up and also will prove with the youngsters that we have to play with our best formation and rotation. I'm still thinking that Liverpool will be coming out top against Wolves, and with that confidence, we have, of course, the homecoming for Diogo Jota playing against his former team which we only paid for him only upfront 4 million. The rest of it is still under installment, and he's already performing very well. I'm sure that Wolves also would like to see what Jota will be able to do against his former team. But like I mentioned again, early on, that I don't see Liverpool falling back against Wolves. I think Liverpool going to top this 3-0 with Wolves.
Wow. Okay, we will go into Wolves predictions in our last segment, you guys. We'll talk more about it over there. Calvinder says, Rax, what do you think about it? Spurs is nothing, bro. Chelsea will be your contenders. LFC will bunkos Spurs. Calvinder seems to be Mayor's friend. The first thing, what are you smoking? I want some right now. Whatever you're smoking, I want some right now. And when can we have a drink? Because you seem like my kind of drinking buddy. Ross, what do you think?
No, I think it's not going to be that easy against Spurs. I think they have showed, as what Mayor said earlier, Son and Harry Kane has been totally outstanding combination. Spurs have got a fantastic squad. Let's not forget Ndombele, Reguilon, of course their keeper, defenders. I think their squad is quite fantastic. Mourinho has slowly built the team, and they definitely are going to be a title contenders this season. Comparing with Chelsea, Chelsea, I don't see what's so great about Chelsea this season. We were going after Werner. Werner has proved us wrong, or proved us right actually. Yeah, we are glad that from Werner we went to Sarr, and now we have finally got Jota. I think Klopp and Michael Edwards did a fantastic decision there. I think they didn't go wrong in that. But no, Chelsea, at the moment, they have not proven me anything. Kai Havertz and Werner and even Mason Mount, and they are still average to me. They have not adapted to the Premier League style of play yet. So I don't see them being any threat to us. But yes, Spurs definitely will be a threat to us. I think the month of December is going to be very critical because the table is shaping up. And once it comes to January, when it slowly starts seeing the gap, currently every team is beating everybody. So the point gaps are not much difference, So this whole month, our fixtures, our results will definitely play a role in how the table will shape up and who actually will be the serious title contenders. So yeah, first game.
All right.
I think we'll do it.
You've got a shout out here from Taya. You got a shout out here from your buddy Taya Baran.
Hi Taya. Thank you very much. You'll never walk alone, Taya.
Okay, we've got a few comments. Nick, you want to take the next comment here? Not this one. Yeah. So I don't know what Kishan's smoking here. Must not underestimate.
I don't talk to Kishan.
United got raped by Spurs. United got raped by Spurs. United, really? United's not there. They are like, there, right? Let's not talk about them. They're not even in the league. Same league as what we're talking about. Ben James, all the way from England. Hi, Ben, who's actually Irish and who's teaching in England, a buddy of mine. His dad and himself are real big Liverpool supporters. Hi, Ben. Maybe one day you can actually teach us how to say Kelleher's name properly with the proper Irish accent, which we probably don't know. Ben says here we will be limited on what youngsters can play, as they have to be on the B list already. So what do you think here, right? So while we think the youngsters are they are going to have to play their youngster league, the under 23s and whatnot. So so I think we're not looking at it both sides of the coins, right? While we think that they are available for here, they also have got they are first team players in under 23 junior leagues. how do you think this is going to work out? Are we foreseeing injuries on the youngsters? Oh, I really hope not. What do you think, Nick?
I feel that there is going to be also I think we're also forgetting there's still the League Cup, there's still the FA Cup, right? We still need the kids to, so they have their under 23, which is and the under 23 has their own little league. They have their own individual FA Cup also, their own little their own personal League Cup kind of thing. There are so many things right now, and they need to be available for those also. And if they play that, their schedule is going to be even more scarier than the senior teams. All right, so I think it's a very, very, very delicate situation. I
lost
everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be very tricky, right? So that I feel that the youngsters, yes, I think that we might be running away a little bit with the youngster stock, but I think we need to be a bit more pragmatic because they also have their own games to play. So whether we can 100% rely on the youngsters, that's going to be a big if. But I think Dave said just now already, we are a few weeks away from Trent back, Keita's back, right? Another 3 more weeks, we get Thiago back in January, hopefully, right? We hope that any good news on all the other rest of the injuries, we have to see that lah. We can't 100% rely on the youngsters. That's for sure.
I think Ben goes on to take it to clarify what he meant there. He'll get on the show the next time. Yeah, I'm holding you to that, Ben, and probably will get your dad Tim on as well. Will next time get on the show. Please, PS the B list is for the Champions League next week. So he reckons that I guess like what we all reckon why Klopp is smiling is he knows that he's going to be able to rest the entire first team, the option at least to rest the entire first team versus Michelin, and let them shine and get their Champions League night, and while he just relaxes and plans the next 2 games. Definitely, Ben, totally there with you. Okay, let's go on to the next segment here, which is we're already 40 minutes in, keeping the time. Let's talk about GINI. Do all of you know how immense GINI's contribution has been all season long? Do you guys remember that we wanted to let GINI go? And some people will say, to hell with you, GINI. Just because Barca calls, you want to go. Off with your head. And Klopp, I think, pulled out ace from his sleeve and got GINI to stay. And the last 17 days, he's played 6 matches for us and really put in overtime beyond any other player, if you ask me. Beyond any other player, I think he has not rested. I think at this point, he's probably hoping to get a positive on the COVID test to get a false rest, I think. But what do you guys think here? Should GINI not only stay for the rest of the season, but should GINI also be renewing a contract for a longer term? What do you guys think? Ame, what do you think?
Okay, one word for GINI. GINI is a beast. He can make the impossible come into reality. But when we talk about his contribution, it cannot be avoided that we can say that he is immense in terms of his achievement with us. He is a very the very terms of intensity. He provide supports. He can also dribble. He can also pass to defenders, and he can also score whenever it is needed. GINI is a panic button for most of the time. He scores whenever there are no player can score. He is very vital in the teams. And I think in terms of keeping him, we should be keeping him for about 3 years longer.
I see. Okay.
From now.
Kishan goes on to say keep GINI and sell Thiago. I think Kishan and Calvinder have already hooked up and they're smoking the same shit right now. I really think so. I really, Calvinder, someone share that stuff with me, not with Kishan. Gerard, what do you think of GINI's contribution here?
Yes, to agree with you guys, yes, GD has done his part for the contribution and everything. The only thing I think he did not pursue his exit by play acting like injury, like what Coutinho did, all the things. That hats off to him. Lah. I think like what Sena said, Trump had his magic and to keep Gini here. But I doubt he will stay further because he wants to be the first team player. To go for rotation and stick back, and his age is there. He's no longer a youngster for him to go to the rotation and stuff. I doubt he will stay beyond the season, but hope things things works out well for him and our team.
Okay. All right. He was Brian here, who was on our last few shows. Thanks, Brian, for joining us. Saying that Gini was immense over the last in the last match. Tanaba here says Gini is the Bobby version of midfield. You don't see it, but he is the dynamo. Gini stays. I really hope he stays. I think Thiago's bringing Thiago in has sent a little bit of a off message to him, a bit sour message to him. When Thiago gets back to full fitness, we've heard that he's just having a prolonged injury, but there's nothing damaged. So I'm actually thinking that like somebody like VVD, whether he will come back 100% later because he's got pure damage, and but there's no damage with Thiago's injury, just prolonged. They want him to be back 200%, so that's why he's rested. I think Thiago is gonna easily gonna just sideline him for a bit. But I really want him to stay, So is there a way? So I'd like to ask maybe Hidayat here before we go to Surf Army. Is there a way for Klopp to manage this and keep both players? Are we? The times when Real Madrid used to buy first team players, and then they'll buy more first team players and make them second team players. When Real Madrid used to do that. Is there a way we can do this, Hidayat? What do you think?
Okay. First things first. Okay, to me, GINI WIJNALDUM is a hell of a player. Okay, we are lucky to have signed him a few years back, as he's been the engine of the midfield area. Because apart from the whole excellent team we had, I always pointed out GINI and Mane as my superhero because of their contributions. In this particular issue, I think, to me personally, I would love and I would beg Klopp to put GINI on stay, because actually we don't used to this situation. Okay, usually you can agree, I know you can all agree, because recently we don't have any good backups. We only rely on our first 11, who is so-called an A class or a good set of players. But then our reserves are not that good. We don't have like substitutions and so on. But this time around, finally we are scratching our heads regarding to these squad selections, because the additions of more quality players to the likes of Jota maybe, and also Thiago, and that's only two, I mind you. You can imagine if we gone billionaire like Chelsea and Manchester City, then okay, we have a lot of headache there. Okay, we will have a huge of options, and we don't know who to play actually. But at the moment, thank God, we still got reasonable options, as Klopp always quote. As long as we have at least 11 or maybe 13 or 14 players that can feature, that's enough. And that's for me. We must keep GINI actually, and then looking into the situations, actually, yeah, we brought in Thiago to strengthen our midfield in terms of holding the flow and also exploding those nice passes. But performance-wise, if I were to compare GINI and Thiago, they are two different players. Okay, if we opt to go, to my view, if we opt to go with speed, with intensity, our identity, okay, we should opt for GINI. And then if we, depending on situations, well, talking like a coach then, okay. But I should say that Klopp actually have to keep Gini, whatever it comes.
Okay. Calvinder goes on to say, playing consistently, but learn from Coutinho on the Barca switch. I really want to smoke what he's smoking right here. That's like some strong stuff right there. I like to just go, Gini will stay. The man is a genius. He's been reliable. Dave thinks so too. So I just want to go, Sir Fahmi, your opinion here on Gini. We've got one from Ben here as well. I love Wijnaldum, but he only goes if he really wants to. I think he really wants to go, Ben. I think he knows that eventually his time is going to be managed. He's class, but does he want to go? If he does want to go, that's fine. We only want players who want to be at LFC. He's also 30. No players bigger than the club. Of course, we always say that, but I think in our early episodes, I think Nick mentioned about building a club, wanting to build a dynasty. Okay, club wanting to build a dynasty. So if we want to build a dynasty with this era of the Liverpool players, we've only got a good 5 to 8 years, and that 5 to 8 years is 4 or 5 of which Klopp is here, and he will follow through with the next manager continuing a little bit of an overflow of success from what Klopp has built, and then we'll probably hit scratch again. That's how it's going to be with football, right? So if you want to build a dynasty, do you think we gotta stop thinking about the player is not bigger than the club. So Sir Fahmi, what do you think? What would you do if you are Klopp? You want to build a dynasty. These are all players that can win you silverware. What would you do?
Okay, if I were Klopp, actually, yes, we will build a team based on what we have got. So Gini, actually, we must keep him. At the first place, actually, I didn't like Gini, but he actually always shows something whenever he played. So Gini, Liverpool has to keep, because I think he can dribble, he can shoot actually, but now he rarely shoot, but he can shoot. He can dribble, he have vision, okay, he can throw ball, okay. So Klopp now, since Klopp have the batch now, so batch 2020, so this batch actually has to go on, because I would like to see Liverpool win Premier League 5 consecutive years, okay, then we can say this one great. But of course, the current crops actually really good, because they win UCL, okay, Club World Cup, EPL, okay. But the club is about winning trophy, If you have very big names like Real Madrid, Barca have a big name, right? But people still talking about how many times you win Champions League, right? Okay, you can gather Coutinho, okay, you can gather Gini maybe if Liverpool let him go, okay. But we are talking about we want to build the foundation from the current crops, okay. We have the best defender, we have the best keepers, midfielder, we have the best front three. Why not we keep them for 5 years, for 6 years, and then we remember this is the very, very good Liverpool team to be remembered by our grandchild, right? So we have to build. So since we have players around him now, okay, why not you build a very good team from here, and stop selling, stop selling, please stop selling.
I remember. I remember when we finally sold Suarez, and he wanted to go. Remember that ridiculous Arsenal bid of 40 million and £1. And when he wanted to go, I think Stevie G talked him out of it. Told him, stay. Let's try to win the Premier League next season. Then you can go, and it's going to be Barca, Real Madrid calling. And that was Gerrard's own words. And when finally Barca came calling, and I think at that point, there was really no proper leadership in the administration or management of the club. Just because Gerrard said that didn't mean he meant it literally, right? Because I think after such a season of such potential and letting the Premier League slip that last Suarez season, there should have been a bit more effort to really keep such a player, phenomenal, just wins the Player of the Year and that kind of thing, but let him go. So I really just I do remember that Gerrard saying that the club's got to make a bit more effort, or to hold on to those players if you really want to get out there and build momentum towards something great. And Stevie G said that, and I fear just because we are having a couple of good seasons, we won a couple of cups, and we're producing youngsters that we can sell for top dollar. I just really do fear we're not going to be able to get out there and buy Mbappe's and Haaland's, guys. So I really think we've got to think about this. What do you want to add to this, Mayor?
Just that it's a matter of GINI WIJNALDUM, which is he has been offered a new contract, which is with a 40% raise from what he's having right now, which is he's been paid £75,000 per week, which is 40% will be 105,000 per week right now, or with an extension of 3 years. But I don't think that he wants that, because I think he wants more. That's the only thing that is stopping him from signing on the contract. And eventually, I think he also wants to stay longer. He wants a longer contract. He wants 4, but Liverpool has only offered him 3. That's the only thing that I can assure that why there's no progress in his contract signing or extension. But nevertheless, it is not up to us whether we want him to go or we want him to stay. Right now, it's a matter of the dollar sign. If it's really Liverpool wants him to stay, Liverpool would have given him already the money. But the thing is, he wants a longer contract. That's how I see it. But again, I'm stringing this out, which is it's still down to GINI whether he wants to stay with the club or he wants to move to Barcelona.
I think what I fear here is I think Liverpool are perhaps the only team that Henry's Moneyball has worked, that the Moneyball tactic has worked in world football, our international club football today. It's only worked with Liverpool, and it took quite a long time to get to where we are. And I wonder how long can we actually sustain. I think just want to call out what Anwar said here. Anwari, the lure of playing for Barca with Dutch legend as his coach, it's very attractive. You guys have seen bigger players walk out the door. GINI would be another one. Question is, will there be a withdrawal syndrome for Liverpool seeing GINI? As always, the man has got a heart of a lion. Following that comment, Kishan goes on and says, no players bigger than the club, Andy Carroll. I really, Kelvin and Kishan, just stop smoking when watching the show. Because, he's
right though, Andy Carroll is big.
Yeah. Thiago will be around for next 4 years, not to worry about him. But GINI, if he doesn't sign, will be a big headache to fill. Exactly. No one in middle plays the same dynamics. So Willie Runner runs all day. Runs all day. That's GINI. So you guys, I think that's it for GINI. We really, I think, have the sentiment. We want him to stay. Some comments here say that if he really wants to go, we should let him go, because if his heart is no longer here, he may not be performing either. Half-heartedly performing is not what we want at this stage. So we wish things well, and let's see how that develops, and maybe take it on eventually when the drama starts again. Let's go on to our next topic here, which is I guess before we wrap up the show in about 10-15 minutes time. Liverpool versus Wolves. I think it's really been quite a season. A little bit, I don't know how to say, maybe up and down for Wolves this season, considering their performances. I really I don't know how they're really going to fare this season. They look, without Jota, I think Jota leaving has been a huge dent. So we've got Liverpool versus Spurs here. Raghu, what do you expect for this game?
It's going to be a tight game. Wolves is not a little pushover team. They've got quite a good set of players. Neto, Foden.
Good character they've got, yeah.
I think, yeah. Thankfully, Raul Jimenez is out injured. He's quite a big threat. Yeah, but he's out injured. But like I said, they've got quite a good young squad. Portuguese players, most of them. Nuno Gomez has actually brought in quite a number of them from Portugal. We have to take our chances. We cannot afford to miss our chances. In fact, against Ajax, we had a lot of chances, but we wasted it. We've got to be more clinical up front. Mane and Salah have to really, really get the job done early. Get it done early, or else it's going to be another. We can't wait for the second half to score a goal, and then there's going to be counter attacks. And if in case we end up in a draw, that's going to be 2 points wasted. Get the goals early, bang it up in the first half, finish it. Second half, 65th minute, you can swap, bring in some fresh legs, just hold the game, play a simple game after that, get the job done, and that's it, 3 points. Yeah, right. As I said earlier, the point gaps are very close within all the teams. I think Liverpool and Wolves is only 4 points difference. We really got to get running away. We cannot afford to slip. Every match, every game, every score, the table just moves. It all just jumps. So yeah, we got to keep up with Spurs.
What's your score prediction then?
Sorry?
What's your score prediction?
All right, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Liverpool.
That's now he said tight game, then now he's going and saying it's a 3-1 win for Liverpool.
Tight game, but still, 3-1 is tight. We are not raping them, we don't rape like 5-1.
I like how far Liverpool has come and how the fans today go and say 3-1 is not no longer raping a team. You want to rape a team, it's got to be 4-1, 5-0. That's raping.
Exactly.
It's like a routine win.
Yeah.
So I think Chegu Mizi has got your back here with this comment. Let's go to Nick Tan.
Yeah.
Nick Chan's got some network issues.
Yeah. I will go for 2-1. All right. I somehow feel Wolves might pull out some stupid VR penalty at the back. That's like what, 89, 91, 92 minutes. Honestly, guys, I feel like you kind of have to factor that in nowadays. The badge out of the badge over the line, their toenail over the line, their butt over the line kind of thing. It's and towards the end of the match, it's getting very tired kind of thing. If we have to go full ball strength all the way. Get a comfortable lead, then okay. Then we don't have to worry much about VAR. Right? We saw what happened to Brighton the other day. That was stupid as hell. Right? So, and then that's why I see nowadays they take the fun out of predicting. You're so scared that you predict 3-1, then some VAR nonsense comes about. So I would say 2-1. Right? I'm being very cautious right now. Normally, Senna knows I can go quite crazy with the score.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Amir Razi. Your thoughts on the game?
Okay, for time being, I think it's about time that Liverpool are currently facing two teams. First team we are facing Wolves, and the second one we are facing a bunch of referees. And for the Wolf part, I think they are just a mediocre team. Given that they are losing Jimenez right now, they are not that threatening enough in that attacking. But defending wise, we can hope that they put a deep defending in their final third. 2-0 is my score.
Okay, 2-0, 2-0. All right. I think Kishan has predicted 2-0. Diogo Kishan scoring and Henderson. Let's go to Mayor. Mayor, your buddy here. I think he just started on his second blunt there. He's gone 4-3. So what do you think here?
I think at this point of time, I think my buddy here, Cal, has already went too high already. Don't know what he is smoking next. I'm not so sure. That's why he was thinking about moves 4-3. My prediction still sticks as 3-0. The only thing that is stopping Liverpool from having that final scoreline 3-0 is VAR and also the FA, the referees. But 3-0 is a possible score which I can see against Wolves. No disrespect to Wolverhampton. It's just that I think the one that is against us will be VAR and the referees, like what Amir has mentioned earlier on. That's all. 3-0 still. I'm still sticking to my guns. 3-0.
3-0. All right. Okay. Gerard, look at this comment here by Brian. Brian, who is your countryman in Singapore. Honestly, it's been rather unusual season for clubs. Let's not forget, Wolves and Saints have collected the most points since last season's restart. So I think this is an important stat here. So what do you think is going to happen? What's your thoughts on the game?
I think now, after the last win, right, I think they will be. There's a boost in the team, I believe. I don't care at this point who comes. I think we will whack, no problem. So my prediction is 4-1.
4-1 by Ragu's standards is still not ripping a team. You got to up it by 5. That 4-1 is still a routine win for Liverpool.
All right. There before 1. So 1 probably VAR.
The one will probably be a penalty retaken because they saw that Kelleher's leg went off the mark by a millisecond. So they'll retake the penalty.
His shoelace was off the mark, actually.
Shoelace was off.
Bro, I think it's his beard. His beard.
Oh, you mean the picture?
Yeah, so I think let's go to Sir Fahmi here. So, we've got one comment here by Brian again. Anfield will have a crowd. So this will be the first match Anfield is seeing with a bit of a crowd, after a long time since this whole COVID pandemic. So Sir Fahmi, with that, what do you think your thoughts are on the game now that we've got a crowd? What do you think? What's your reaction to that?
Okay, so very good, because people often can go to Anfield now. So actually, it can boost the confidence for our player and play against Wolf. Actually, we always serious, when we play against Wolf. Okay, and now it's at Anfield, so I don't worry so much about the result. Okay, because we can win even 1-0, still win, right? But the important thing. Actually, the referee very jealous of Liverpool, So the beard can be offside, right? The beard can be offside. Your nail, your longer nail also. But when we talk about VAR, they say the rules is still rule. But now if we can see the statistic, Liverpool has the most numbers of VAR overturned, right? So now actually I don't know. This is coincidence, okay, or is it just rule is rule? Okay, I don't know, but somehow I can see the ridiculousness in VAR, dramatic, and every Liverpool fan actually cursed VAR and referee last week, I think, because we deserve to win. And I think we still can win. Okay, even though we have the drama, but we still can win. I think 2-0, one on goal.
2-0, 2-0. Okay,
Yeah.
2-0. Tammy Ng here says, when a goal is scored, wait for a while before you start celebrating. Hidayat, what do you think about this? What's your reaction to the match? And will you be celebrating each goal, or when there is an offside, when you get called offside, will you like stand up? No, take what? Wow. What will you be doing that day?
Okay. For me, yeah. For the people who knows me well, like I think Coach Anis here today, we've been watching football together along the years. I'm not the one who will celebrate all the goals. At times, yes, but then I'm not gonna celebrate all goals instantly. Somehow this VAR thing is like irritating somehow, yes, because it disrupts the beauty of football. But yes, we have to admit this is a technology, modern era of football, and then I don't have any issues with VAR. I repeatedly quoting, but it's inconsistency of the backroom officials. I think because, as I repeatedly say, the humans who are operating behind the VAR is the cause. Okay, so let's put that thing aside. I'll just focus on the Wolves match. I think we'll be fielding a good set of players this time around, and then I'll go for a big win. As we always heard about 2-1 Kocik Bona, I'll go with 4-0 and we will senyum lebar. Okay. And as usual, I'll pick my super money to be on the score sheet. Okay. And then this time around, I'll go for some magic predictions. I'll go with the all front three scoring one each. Okay, and then GINI WIJNALDUM that scoring the fourth. Okay, that's 4-0 for me.
Nice one there, Hidayat. I really don't know about the scoreline because like what Nick said, I really don't know what to do with this VAR already lah. And there was some comments there that said that, it's not just the officials, also the Premier League that we are like what I think Ame, you said just now that we are also playing against a bunch of referees. And the other day on the Premier League's official Facebook page, they actually suddenly put up the Villa Liverpool 7-2 scoreline.
It's been for a few days, It's been there for a few days. Damn.
And that's their official Facebook page. So why would you do that out of nowhere? There is nothing to talk about that game, and they actually put that up. I literally screen captured that and I went and tweeted it and I said, "What's going on?" And it's mockery, right? That they're making it very obvious that they're anti-Liverpool. So it is ridiculous. It is really ridiculous. My prediction, I think, is just going to be a 2-1. I really don't think clean sheets is the way this season. I think Raghu said it earlier. I don't think this season will be a very long one. In terms of the point, it's not going to be very far. I think for the first time in a while, we might see a Premier League champion having 80 points or just less or just more, slightly. We might see that at the end of the season. I really don't think it's going to be a big runaway win for any team. This is going to be hard fought. I do see City coming back into it. And it's going to be really key to see whether the current top 2-3 teams keeping their consistency and stability throughout. 2-1, I think. I'm not sure who's going to score. I do think that Salah is going to have about 15 chances and he might convert one. And Mane might just need 2 chances and score 1. I don't know. But it will be really sweet to see Jota score against his former team. But I think there's a lot of pressure there. But we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I think we're done almost at the 1 hour 15 mark, which I planned. Any last words, you guys? Anybody want to say any shout outs to your buddies? Something quick one before we wrap up. Nothing? No?
Let's put this VAR thingy aside. Let's win it cleanly. We score a clean goal with the hitting the back of the net neatly and everything. And don't rely and we don't have to talk about VAR anymore. That's enough. That's enough.
You see, you just said that, and then I've got Naveen here coming and say VAR destroyed the beauty of the game, just like how it's done for cricket. But don't worry. Like what earlier Dave said, we'll probably bring the VAR topic again to our alternate show, Footy Talk, and we'll probably go at it again. Let's see what drama VAR brings this weekend, and let's give VAR a whack the next time. Otherwise, guys, it's been a fabulous show. Great substance today. Great insights from all our panel speakers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. Okay, on all the platforms. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Follow.
Please.
Thank you.
Follow, just follow.
And we're
Support,
going to
support us.
We're going to bring a lot more shows. We've got the Code Red show by Mayor happening on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Please look out for the Code Red show that is going to be hosted by Mayor himself. And I think we're going to have one of our famous characters here in our comments featured on that show.
Yes.
It's coming Wednesday.
Our
youngsters, one of our youngsters who loves to comment here is going to be featured on the show. So please look out for the show. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Ame, Dayat. Thank you, Sir Fahmi. Mr. Gerard, you're such a hard man to get. Thank you for joining this show. Mayor, thank you so much. We look forward to getting you and all of you guys here. Let's spread this show. The KOPTALK show is by the fans and for all. So if anybody wants to join as a speaker, just let us know. We're happy to have you here. We are a very friendly show. We love all the Liverpool fans. We love Manchester United fans. We love every fan out there. We just don't like a certain red team, but we won't talk about that. So thank you, Mr. Nicholas Khan, my co-host. Guys, this is the KOPTALK. Thank you very much for watching. You'll never walk alone. The KOPTALK out.